Hello and welcome to 3 Minute Game Pass. I'm Nathan, and if you're watching this video on release, it's smack dab in the middle of our Gears of War review bonanza. So we're gonna take a break from that and talk about some other third-person shooters that you can play on Game Pass. Because yeah, I mean, Gears of War is pretty good, but there's like 6 of them. Maybe it's time to try some different games where you awkwardly stand behind someone and watch them take pot shots from behind cover. Here's 3 great third-person shooters that aren't Gears of War on Game Pass. Control is the latest game from Remedy, you know, those blokes that made Max Payne and Alan Wake and stuff, and they finally figured out how to make third-person shooting good again. Add force powers and crazy visual filters. As Jesse, you visit a secret government agency where weird stuff is going on, only to be named the new director where even weirder stuff will now go on. Luckily, you can fly, shoot, and throw cafeteria furniture at everything and anything that dares question your authority. Who says being a director is all work and no play? The bottom line is that Control is a fascinating game with a great story, some power, fantasy third-person shooting, and for whatever reason the Series SX version isn't the one on Game Pass. You have to buy that separate. What is that crap? But hey, still a good time. A second game is Outriders, a third-person looter shooter from People Can Fly, who also made Gears of War Judgment and Bulletstorm. As part of a colonization effort on a new planet, you get touched by weird alien goo and infused with some crazy powers. After a 30-year coma, you are back, and you are pissed as one of 4 classes, each with 3 selectable abilities, skill trees, and loot that augments your various abilities. Blast your way through in single player or co-op to become the most outrightiest outrider of all, and also push the limits of how much loot a single person can handle. The bottom line is Outriders is a lot of fun with friends, and its 4 unique classes make replays vastly different. I especially like this game's loot system where you can augment your abilities with various gear that you acquire. While it does falter a bit when it comes to endgame content, it's still bombastic power fantasy with a lot of great loot. And our last game today is going to be Sunset Overdrive, which is a third-person action game with an emphasis on mobility and superhuman powers injected with a lot of punk rock, you can't tell me to go to school mom attitude. Made by Insomniac, the guys that made Infamous and that PlayStation Spider-Man game that everyone seems to like, Sunset Overdrive tosses you in a world where energy drinks are actually super unhealthy and turn you into hideous monsters. Thank God that doesn't happen in the real world. Your goal is to figure out WTF is going on and escape the now quarantined city with a whole host of weird and wacky weapons, tons of mobility, and a healthy dose of alternative attitude. The bottom line is that Sunset Overdrive was overlooked because it came out around the time of the Xbox One's awful launch. Everyone remember that? But playing it now, the game is an incredibly fun, open-world, third-person traversal shooter with a ton of personality, a goofy assortment of weird weapons, and some great gameplay. I just hope you like repeating alternative rock riffs, because oh boy, does this game have a lot of that. That's all I have for you today. Please sure to check out the channel to find individual reviews of these games, and also check out our Gears of War reviews, still in progress, and go out there and enjoy some third-person shooters that aren't Gears of War on Game Pass.